Oh, the audio's kicked in. Okay. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Iamgreaser, or Grace Monkey, depending on what you want to call me. But so I'll be running a couple of games, and it seems someone set up a nice picture of Piers Brosnan stretched quite widely. This will be an any percent agent difficulty run. I don't think there's actually any other things. So I'll count you down from 5, and we'll start the run. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So sort of cast your mind back to the mid-90s, or should I say cast your mind forward, and there was this James Bond movie called GoldenEye, and it was pretty successful, and then it had a sequel, well, sort of called Tomorrow Never Dies, and that was also pretty successful. I mean, it got quite a lot of money at the box office. As for the game, well, it's okay. But it's not the revolutionary sort of gameplay that you may have come to expect from GoldenEye. Oh, got some Michael Bay going on. Sweet. So, as Fiddlespace, who was the first person to actually bother running this game probably, discovered, the way you go fast in this is you pick any direction and you run in it. So basically, you just run full speed. You can go forwards, backwards, sideways. Yeah, so we're going to be doing going through our first mission, and we've got to somehow blow up a satellite dish. And except because we're sort of not very experienced, we actually get someone else to blow it up for us. And sort of showing a quirk in the engine. Let's actually move a bit closer.
Keep the target painted.
And we're about to find out that this mission is going to get kind of tricky. Because after we've cleared this area out, we're going to be skiing away. Oh, all might work. Sweet. Get rid of that guy. Okay. Let's tap. Alright, yeah, I should introduce you. So there's a button called circle. And hitting circle lets you... Okay, that's probably not going to do much. Hitting circle lets you aim at an enemy. And you can even, like, it lets you switch which enemy you're aiming at. And it seems to always be the third guy. Here's the other thing. So, in order to, this game also has like a lot of like buttons and doors and fences and stuff. And to hit them, you press circle. And if you're not close enough, and there's an enemy behind you, you'll aim at them. So here we find out that, unfortunately, the main big bad villain has been using the ski field to test teleportation technology, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit to demonstrate exactly that. You will see. If you don't see, then chances are the RNG has decided to try to hide the fact that this is happening. There we go. More teleportation. Alright. And if you can see that this is actually kind of me going kind of bad for these sections, but then again, I don't know how to do these sections very well at all because they're so bad. Basically there's 2 ski sections in this game, and like, most of the... Alright, so this came out, of course, in Power and NTSC. I have actually been practicing... Yes! Smacked into the tree during the cutscene. So, that's just for good luck. Yeah, so so there's Power and NTSC, and for the most part, they actually use a proper frame rate independent timer, but for the ski sections, they just go like, oh yeah, we'll just assume 20 FPS. So while PAL, I think in theory is slightly faster for some levels, in this one, this level more than makes up for it. So, yeah. Oh, bollocks. And fortunately this game has a live system, oh, okay. More fortunately, I don't have to waste any, I don't have to waste too much time doing safety strats. Which I'll probably be doing a few anyway, because, yeah. The last time I did a full run of this was probably, I think, the O James Marathon, done by Speed Them All. And that was in French, and I don't even know French, so... for those of you who don't know French, you might actually understand what's going on, but whatever. Okay. So this, this next mission we get to be introduced to a couple of gadgets of James Bond's, a camera and a sticky mine, but fortunately we actually find out of something very interesting about this camera, which you will see pretty shortly. So you can take nice photos, which is not the thing that we're about to find out, because you already knew that cameras could take photos. Let's get first. One thing about this camera is it's got a very special feature in it that lets you actually take photos of things through walls.
White Knight, the British Navy has just launched a Tomahawk cruise missile to destroy the bazaar. Evacuate immediately. I just need a little more time.
And we've just discovered that the Russians have developed a nuclear weapon which has about the same level of volatility as nitroglycerin.
White Rook, we have a problem. That jet is armed with Soviet SB-5 nuclear warheads.
Oh, sorry,
if
this
the
is what we
incoming
find
cruise
out.
missile detonates those warheads, you're going to have a nuclear disaster.
The Tomahawk is out of range. We cannot abort the missile. Repeat, we cannot abort the missile.
You can glitch these cutscenes a little bit, but the timing is
jet.
very tricky, but you can actually make it so that you are holding a sniper rifle while talking. It's pretty great. Actually, one of the nice things... Right, so... There's a guy who's supposed to spawn there, and I'm not sure when he spawns, but if you're there while we... Oh, there he is. If you're there when he hasn't spawned, then, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want to read donations, now's a good time. I don't know if I'm actually... Sorry if you can't see that. Oh, yeah. Okay, there seems to be no one in there at the moment. And if you think the frame rates are bad now, just like in PAL, it's a little bit slower. But fortunately, I do know of a way to lift the frame cap, but that's cheating. Managed to do a skip of a cinematic by, well, hitting the button to skip it. Now this next level is the shorter... No, actually no, it's the level after this that's the shortest level in the game, but this one's kind of fun, because this one demonstrates this move that I call clip skip, which I will explain to you very shortly. It involves this room. It involves doing an objective nice and early by... there's a little bit of randomness here. Sometimes this guy will start running like that. I don't really want the alarm to go off. So, oh wait, you're supposed to pull that out. So you pull this out, unload a clip of this gun, and you go through that, and you skip having to do that later. Just trying to do a fun glitch there, but I don't think I'll be able to pull it off. Just because I'm wasting too much time. Oh yeah, another fun thing is if you hit that button at the wrong angle, you'll just move your hand but not actually hit the button. Oh hey Matt. Unfortunately I didn't get fast Paris. Oh, I'm supposed to hit circles.
I wondered what it would feel like if I ever saw you again. Now I know.
That's for walking out on me. Well, I feel much better.
To explain that skip...
Paris, someone in your husband's organization was involved in the sinking of the Devonshire and the murder of those British sailors. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Elliot's company is involved in many things, James. I don't keep track of them all.
Look, I'm sorry what happened between us, but I need your help.
Well, I know there's a restricted lab.
Ah, Mr. Bond. Won't you allow me to give you a tour of the facilities?
So there's the actual plot. But yeah, so the reason I call that clip skip, so that door that you go through is actually locked. Oh, there's a door to get in there, but it's locked until later. So what you do is you just smash the glass. But yeah, so there's this glitch I call Fast Paris, where if you do that fast enough, you'll talk to while the alarm's going off. And when that happens, like, once the alarm stops, it then switches the audio to the music. I'm not entirely sure if it's faster to turn it off or to move quite a way back and then start shooting, but the thing is, if you do shoot it down, and I do have the door remote, I hope. Good. Not having the remotes is a great way to completely waste time, and it's not nice when it happens. Okay. So it's after this we have the really short one, but yeah. Oh yeah, the other thing is when you actually... The reason I call it clip skip though is because there's no known clips in this whole entire game. We don't know of any clips, but then again we only started running it around like the start of the year, and it's sort of like, I've sort of been doing it, Fitterspace has been doing it, he's the guy who's got first place, and he kind of just decided, alright, I've got a sub 40 on a real console, there we go, stuff it, that's me. So yeah, this game hasn't really been heavily run. So the reason I run like this is just because it's a little bit easier. I don't know if it's actually faster. Come on, X button, work. Alright. Oh, bollocks. Alright. So we've now managed to pull this, managed to lift this guy's fingerprints off his briefcase or something. And then we got switched. It's just an excuse to make you use another gadget. This part's pretty great. It's the only cutscene you can skip consistently. And I managed to stuff it up! I know, like, if you approach that at a weird angle, it will stop early, and then you can start moving nice and fast. Or you can start. Yeah. And yeah, you do not want to be killing these guys at all. Alright. Alright. Okay. Guess I did that one without dying, so that's nice. Actually, I did the last mission without dying. I've been pretty bad at that one on NTSC. On PAL I can do it alright though, but it seems I managed to pull it off with and we'll just have a look at our time. Oh, 1:57. Anything less than 2 minutes is good. I think the record is something like 1:45 or something. So anything less than 2 minutes is a good time for that level. Even if I did manage to do it to stuff up the one cutscene skip that you can't stuff up. Alright. So I'll tell you what happens when you do this mission normally. Now there's a very much an engineer's approach to this. What you do is you run all this way and then you talk to this bartender, and then he tells you, oh yeah, Paris is waiting in her room, and yeah, and you're meant to be there, and then you end up shooting the bartender. So the engineer's approach, of course, is that takes too long. So this is also valid. So that's a valid strategy. Here we go. I just saved you probably about 40 seconds of your life. Oh wait, I've got to activate that. I think I just wasted 40 seconds. Fun thing, I actually messed around with this a bit, and I was trying to find ways to clip through things or something like that, and I didn't have much success. But one thing I did find out is that this game will just randomly keep spawning enemies for no good reason other than artificial difficulty. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Telling them it's not really that fast, but it is safer. So yeah. And I managed to grab both of those. So that is another sort of animation that you can skip, but it's not consistent. And if you don't skip it correctly, then it waits probably about a second. If I turn the right way, yep, good. And I think it will actually make a quick save state so I can show you something later.
Ah, Mr. Bond. It's not nice to keep a lady waiting.
Where is Paris?
Let's talk about where the red encoder is first, shall we?
Alright, so the best thing about these boss fights is like, GoldenEye revolutionized using headshots in shooting games. And so the fastest way to kill a boss is to just blast them in the head repeatedly with a machine gun. I've had this happen to me a lot in runs, where you'll get a headshot on the boss and then he'll just fall over and then suddenly get up again. And that wastes time, so yeah. So, fun fact, if you forget to do this, you fail the mission.
Are you alright, Paris?
I think so.
We need to get out of here. Come on, follow me.
So yeah, if you forget to actually pick her up as you run out of the hotel, it says you forgot Paris. Except when I did that, it only showed it for like 1 frame or so, which is actually 3 frames because this is locked to 3D blanks. Because let's face it, 25 FPS isn't slow enough. Yep. That's right, Sandy, however your name's pronounced, sorry. I'll just say Sam. Yeah, that's right, Sam. Yeah, best way to kill the bosses in this is to headshot them with a machine gun. I keep thinking, C. Benny is a name I've seen around, so hello. Okay, next mission is the worst mission in the entire game. Quite possibly the worst mission in the entire game. You get to drive around in a car, try to dodge things, and usually you'll lose a life in this. Now, if you ever watched the one other time I ever ran this at a marathon, you'll know something's coming up, which will make this part just a little bit more enjoyable. Okay, so the first part of this is pretty simple. You just run, and then you can patch up with medkits later. There is actually another fun thing though. If you use one thing I found out years ago when I was young playing this. Okay, I think it was actually my brother who found it out. Yeah, let's face it. Not everyone's an only child. Oh, okay, so apparently I...
Here's your new BMW 750. After that incident in Hamburg, I had to make a few refinements. She now has improved machine guns, heat-seeking rockets, and stronger armor.
I think we should get along quite well.
Do try and bring her back in one piece this time.
Don't I always?
Oh, grow up, 007.
line of the game, or line of the whole entire movie. Okay, so I found some more fitting music for this section. It's so good, it actually stops the music to load the next part of the level. Now I'm losing a whole bunch of health. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose a life in this one. Yep, there we go. It's hard to do this without losing a life. Yeah, it's kind of, it is very much a thing. If you have an Aston Martin and it's called a BMW, it kind of doesn't look very much like the Aston Martin. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the if I were better at this, I'd be pulling out more missiles, probably around about now, but this game really puts the miss into missile. But you basically got to use them for this thing. Oh. Ah, it's actually doing something. Okay, that's the least amount of grief I ever had on that last car. As you can tell, that's not the normal music for it. It's normally this sort of like chug rock stuff. Okay. 317, which isn't too bad. And feel free to remind me, there is another save state I need to make somewhere in this level so I can show you something later. What kind of car? I guess one with a plot device in it. Oh, that's right, that's fun. So this is a part where I actually did practice part of the ski. I have practiced the start of the ski section, I still can't get it consistent, so yeah. Everyone basically asks anyone who has ever tried to run this game, they will be more than happy to point out that yeah, the ski sections are really bad. And yeah, I think I said this on the first one, but fortunately this is the only other ski section in the entire game. Oh, this is going badly. This is going really badly. I'm gonna have to pick up lives. I'm gonna have to pick up a life in the next level, and probably the one after that. The one after that, though, it's just due to the spectacular. Alright, if I botch that, yeah. Oh well. Alright. Now theoretically I could just restart the level, but I'm just gonna go safety strats. Yeah, unfortunately this car, I don't think this car can even go backwards. And also, I think the car in big rigs, it kind of depends on your floating point units as to how it's configured. So if you were to flush to 0, that would be probably a... like when adding, that would probably not help when you get to a very high speed. But if on the other hand you actually applied rounding, then you might actually get a higher speed. Alright, so here's the least bad part of this level. This is where you get to learn some very advanced circle usage. Oh, okay, actually, I'll go for safety first, because I definitely do not want to be stuck on this level. There we go. Safety over. You can now do dangerous things again. Oh yeah, and so this level is probably the reason why they have a 20 FPS frame cap, or 60 FPS on power. Alright, so advanced usage of circle. We hold down circle to smash this door down. We hold down circle to smash this door down, and then we shoot this guy. We're still holding circle just so that we don't end up killing anyone. No, sorry, so we don't end up randomly turning around. Also, if you shoot that computer instead of turning it off, you fail the mission. Then we're still holding circle to open this game. Yeah, that's advanced circle techniques, because who the hell thought it would be a good idea to bind action and turn around and shoot the guy behind you on the same button? Well, killer game, of course. Because they're the guys who made this, and come on. There's the keycard. Looking at my time so far, I'm not doing too badly. But this is not going to be something for you. And I'm not even sure if it's going to be valid. I mean, theoretically it could be, but someone might just stand up and go, oh, you made a save state for later, rather than... Oh yeah, that's right, you got... Reminds me, speaking of save states. Oh, let's stop this. Okay, let's make a save state here, just so... It's another glitch, which I may or may not be able to pull off. Okay, not that.
Ah, Satoshi Isagura.
I stuffed it
Seems
up.
you and Carl
Oh,
have
well.
been quite busy making headlines lately.
I presume you are referring to the nerve gas attack, Mr.
Bond. James Bond. This business between you and Carver needs to end.
Seems to me the only thing ending is your life.
Fun fact, he actually says sayonara but it gets cut off. Oh, this guy is just top quality. Oh, actually, I think we established that. I think we established that the assault rifle is still faster. Stupid gas bomb. Okay. So remember that life we grabbed? We're probably going to have to... I'm actually quite glad I grabbed it. Grabbed. Not glabbed. What does glab mean? What is this game? See? Well, that's why you go over red. And then this door should hopefully open. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, it's not a Fighter's Fork. It's not a timer. This isn't Toho. Oh yeah. I've reached the point where if I need the soundtrack for a game, I can just rip it out of... Well, for a PS1 game, I can rip it from the stuff. I mean, heck, I've actually got something that will encode into the format required, which is, of course, the X880 PCM. Now, this is the first part where you get to deal with people who crouch. So... like those guys, for instance. Okay, let's... They're just completely and utterly shredded through my armor. Which, speaking of which, I did verify this during a very brief D-Rust practice session. I think yeah. I am reading the chat, sort of. I can type during the chat as well, because I can still theoretically just do it using one keyboard, but I do actually have the next game I'll be playing. I do have a that one is a keyboard game, and I do actually have 2 keyboards plugged in. The only real reason for that though is so that like I would try to get 2 mouse pointers on the screen, but unfortunately that trick doesn't really work with OBS. Like I actually do have 2 mouse pointers on my screen right now. It's pretty great. For a moment I thought I'd lost. Okay, so we're now going to be doing a little bit more safety strats, which, if I recall correctly, there is a life token around about here. Either that, or it's sort of in some other room. Actually, no, I think it was like some other power up, like armor or something. There we go, life token. Normally you go the other way around there. But then again, normally you wouldn't be doing badly at this game. Well, maybe normally you would be doing badly at this game. Okay, for some reason it seems to not like it when I aim and shoot at the same time. What was it? Crouch and shoot. Maybe this controller's falling apart. Yeah. Not Gotta do advanced circle techniques. Yeah, so just holding circle to make sure that we don't randomly aim that guy instead of oh yeah, fun thing. If you sort of turn around, these 2 guys spawn and you have to kill them. And then you turn back round and then you hit that, and that guy will still spawn.
Mr. Bond, Miss Lin, welcome to Saigon.
Always nice to see you, Elliot.
I wasn't planning to open this center until tomorrow, but you're just in time to help me finish writing the inaugural story. Your obituaries.
This game is so nice to you when you do this. You just spam X. You can kill that guy straight off. It's great. Oh, I got 6 med kits. Well, I had to see if I used one. I probably should be conserving this out. I've not had that, but whatever. So this part's pretty great, because you just... Oh, no, I should actually kill him off. But yeah, if you do it right, you can shoot that, and you can have the enemy... You gotta blow both of them up, but if you do it right, you can shoot at it, and you can have the enemies, you can have the enemies, basically, shoot at one crate while you shoot the other. So basically... Actually, here's a philosophical question. If the enemies are helping you, are they really enemies? Oh yeah, and by the way, N trigger is to shoot that glass. Okay. 2 more levels, and you're about to... Yeah, and if you, thought the sound of someone going, ah! Sort of like... Well, actually, except a lot softer. Like they're sort of quietly displeased. This next mission is the one mission where you don't hear that at all. Because you get... Oh, you're right. Oh, I noticed the donation counter went up. If there was someone in the chat, you would... Yeah. Oh, actually, no, I don't need to go that way. Oh, yeah. Some of the placements of explosives in this game, like this level and the next one, both have cases where that happens. Ah, yes. Oh, I can tell you something about the helicopter. So, if we could find a way to get to the end of that section without triggering the helicopter fight. Well, so the boss area. If we could get to the end of there without spawning the helicopter, we could actually complete this level without hitting, we can actually complete this level without having to pick up the rocket launcher, which basically means we skip half the level. And that's sort of half area-wise, so you've got to go forwards and backwards, so basically skipping 2/3 of the level. Let's hope I didn't cause any civilian casualties. Okay, good. This game versus Nightfire versus GoldenEye. I've not really watched much in the way of GoldenEye runs. No, I'm also going to go for a bit more safety. I'm usually I would like to be able to run Nightfire. Unfortunately, I don't have a GameCube, and Dolphin is currently quite bad at emulating that game. It's quite slow. For GoldenEye, my only real experience with GoldenEye is multiplayer. I have experience with Perfect Dark, and I reckon that was actually a pretty great game. So, even though you had a gun which was literally a wall hack aimbot. This boss fight's kind of great, because this guy never gets stunned, so you usually end up losing life. Which, bear that in mind, that... Oh, he's actually getting stunned for once. That's like the first time ever. But yeah, bearing that in mind. So you'll probably lose a life here, and you'll probably lose a life in the helicopter fight too. There we go. Okay, so you know what? So apparently the normal route is you didn't go through the other door. Oh, for speedrunning. I don't know much about GoldenEye for speedrunning. Nightfire is basically top tier out of games that aren't GoldenEye. Pretty much. But yeah, normally you'd go the other way, but here it's just the other way is actually faster. Is this my end that's screwing up, or is this, hang on, I'm just going to quickly check if I'm dropping frames. It says I've not dropped any, so that might just be my view of the stream. It's, oh! God, don't go that way, you go around the other way. That was a little bit tricky to start, but so, oh, got that one first time. Okay, I lost life there anyway. Anyway, more safety. Sweet. Crappy Australian internet. I'm from New Zealand, man. But then again, apparently we actually did manage to overtake Australia in terms of internet quality at some point in the past few years. I think at least relative to price. Used to be like, oh, flat rate. Oh no, we can't have that. I've got a feeling I don't need to. Okay. Boss fight starts, and I'm quite rusty, so expect me to die lots. Unless this wants to... Okay, that was really good. Okay, so yeah, if you can somehow get past that boss, which is incredibly stupidly theoretically hard, you would have to enter into something called null space to actually pull it off, just due to the way the check works. Then yeah, you could actually just run to the fence. It's unlocked until the boss spawns.
Back at the lab. This new decryption software should work.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Ah, whoops.
Yes, that's it. Ha Long Bay.
I've heard that this actually has locked up for someone. Yeah, the boss fight is a little bit tricky in practice because you got to position yourself right, but then again, that's probably because I haven't really practiced this game much. Okay, good, that didn't freeze. Oh. Last level of the game, and so far the time is looking good. But yeah, it's my view of the stream is struggling for some reason. But it seems my upload's okay.
See if you can find the engine room and stop this boat.
I know what to do.
Right, I'll look for a communications terminal and relay our position.
James, be careful.
Famous last words. Well, actually, no, she does survive, but... yeah, I know what to do, and James, be careful. Oh, fun fact, the sprite graphic for this gun, oh yeah, if you shoot that, you'd fail the mission. Or if you blow it up, you'd fail the mission. And here we go. Alright, here we go.
Mr. Carver, we have Wei Lin, but there's no sign of Bond. What do I pay you for? We're ready to launch the missile. Find him!
But yeah, the sprite for the gun is, yeah, pretty much. Oh. I should probably grab some med kits, and I think I might just switch to that gun for now. You do actually have the really good gun in this level as well, but really good gun you just don't find ammo for. Oh, sweet, and I'll grab the armor as well. Yeah. So next thing we've got to do is backtrack into the yellow area. And guess what? Once we're done with the yellow area, we backtrack into the blue area again. Spoilers. Actually, there is a known clip, but it's kind of useless, except if you want to do a task that you can actually shoot through some of these walls. Oh yeah! Once again, one of those really good enemy placements where they blow each other up, where the enemies just blow themselves up. Unfortunately, some of them are not very efficient at it, so we gotta give them a bit of a hand. I think there's armor here. Oh yeah, by the way, there is a life token through one of the walls and the door that you gotta open, hidden behind an explosive barrel. We can just pick it up through there. This boss is stupidly easy. Well, theoretically. And by the way, yeah, they would normally be playing the car chase music there, but, well, I replaced that. If you do this part really well, you can glitch it a little bit. Yes! I moved it.
You're not such a bad agent after all. I found this key. You might need it.
Thanks. Make your way back to the engine room to stop the boat, and this time try not to get captured. I'm gonna find Carver.
Got it. Meet you at the raft.
If you do it really well, I think you can sort of just keep her there. But yeah, it's in the other room, that's where the life is stored. Okay, so this is not the very last part of this, unfortunately. Because like, I've been caught out so many times missing in the Jeep, it's somewhat amusing. It's a pity that it's this level where there's a really easy to grab life token, because once you get up to this level you're actually pretty much sorted. Oh, actually I got a feeling if I blow that up I might fail. You definitely do not want to be destroying that. You just need to make sure that you have this cutscene.
Mr. Bond, still trying to write a happy ending? Too bad you're missing the key part of the story. I'm afraid you'll need this to disarm the missile.
Carver, you can't win. The British and Chinese navies are closing in as we speak.
Your heroic attempts are pathetic. Kill him!
what am I doing? I think the main thing is you get stunned if you ever stop moving. Alright, so it's this place first. And then the keys in this room. Yeah, the shrinking doors thing is very much reminiscent of, Duke 3D. I really hope that, okay, if I'd failed the mission, it would, like in this game, if you fail a mission, you fail it straight away, game over, you hear the da-da-da-da. Yeah. Okay. This boss can either be this boss can either be a nuisance, or it can be the easiest thing ever. I gotta just pick that one up. There we go. Decided to be the easiest thing ever.
This should punch up my headlines for tomorrow.
I think your story's over, Elliot.
Far from it, you ignorant fool. You see, I've set this boat to self-destruct in 3 minutes. You'll never escape in time. Tomorrow never dies.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. T-minus 3 minutes and counting.
We are not done. Firstly, we have to make sure we have that, oh, I think we'll use this one for a bit. Actually, no, I'll switch to that for now. Nice to see someone else who's played this game, Volky. Yeah, so firstly, you have to make sure that you get the key off him, otherwise, and secondly, you have to make sure that you use it. So you got to stop the missile launch. I think I need to switch to advanced circle button techniques here. Ah! Here we go.
Missile launch aborted.
He doesn't, like, yeah, fighters, his actual last word in this in the movie, I think, is, as he gets attacked by some sort of grinder machine. Okay, where do we go now? No, not that way. That way. Let's just use some of these med kits. Or of course, as these sorts of games work, if you're not sure where to go, just follow where all the enemies are. No, not that one. Oh, okay, maybe the grenade launcher is good. Why does the music do that anyway? Okay. Sign that says exit. Good. And we're about on time. Just wait. 3. Time. And those save states, I will just quickly show you those two things that I want to show you, and then I'll move on to, and then we'll have an intermission. Oh, 7:59. Okay, so there's two save states. Firstly, I'll see if I can make this glitch work in my favour. It's pretty great. So you can glitch this cutscene. I'll probably only give it a few tries. Wait. There we go.
Ah, Satoshi Isagura. Seems you and Carver have been quite busy making headlines lately.
I presume you are referring to the nerve gas attack, Mr.
Bond. James Bond. This business between you and Carver needs to end.
Seems to me the only thing ending is your life.
And the other thing is this trick, which unfortunately is of no use because wait, you gotta start a roll. Oh, try that one again. You gotta start a roll. I think you can actually just go. You start a roll and then switch to your scope. Well, this is not hard. Unfortunately, it does no damage and Paris isn't spawned. So anyway, I think now would be a good time to move on to the intermission. So while we set up our next game, my controller starts shaking because this guy started doing things. So yeah, just hit the frame advance button to pause that, and yeah, take it away.